Veronica, let's get real. Can you really make money podcasting?
Hello and welcome to the Pod Sound School, where podcast and video coaches and producers, we have people in our community, our clients, our students who want to turn their podcast into a business and start making money with their podcast. We did it ourselves. We turned the Pod Sound School into a business that we love, into a business that allows us to share our talents. So we thought that in this video, we will share all of the lessons that we have learned and things to avoid when it comes to turn your podcast into a business and start making money.
Yeah, and before we get to sharing tips with you so you can start making money with your show, let's answer the first two questions that probably brought you into this video. And that's, how does a person make money with their podcast? And how long does it take to start making money?
So there are numerous ways that you can make money with podcasting. But in my opinion, it falls into two categories: the influencer route and having a product or a service you can offer to your listeners route.
And I love that you broke it down into those two categories: being an influencer and having a product or a service that you want to offer. So let's start with number one. What does it mean to be an influencer? Take us into the influencer thing.
Okay, so if you are already an influencer and you want to come into podcasting, that's good, because you may have big numbers, big followers on Instagram, or you may have a lot of subscribers on your YouTube channel, and you want to bring those people, your community that you have already built, into your podcast and have those listeners ready to listen to your podcast. That's fantastic. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is that the podcast topic that you're choosing is something that your audience, that your existing community is interested in. For those of you who are new to content creation and who want to go the influencer route, it's a little bit more work at the beginning, because you're gonna have to fight for those listeners, because you don't have an audience, an existing audience that you can bring into podcasting. Some of the ways that influencers make money with their content online and with podcasting is affiliations, endorsements.
Host-read ads, sponsorships, and then also they will take their show live on the road and make big events. And they also sell merchandise. And merchandise isn't going to be a profitable thing until you're an influencer, because only a very small percentage of your audience is going to buy your merch.
Now you may be wondering, do I need to be a Kim Kardashian, or Joe Rogan? No, nothing like that. Just have in mind that your income and the money that will come from your content and from your podcast will grow as your influence grows.
Yes, and this is probably, I would say, unfortunately, the most difficult way to make money with your podcast, but it's also the way that it seems like most podcasters are chasing. But if you're ready, why don't we move on to the second way that you can make money podcasting? Because I think this is a perfect transition, because it's the easier way and it's the more predictable way, and that's to offer a service or offer a product that you want to sell.
So this is the route that we took, and that's how we are making money currently.
Yeah, in this route, it's easier, but it's also, when we talk to our podcasters about it, they're just like, wait a minute, like that doesn't make any sense. I don't even know where to begin offering a service, or offering, what could I offer to clients? But it's funny when you start getting creative and you start doing that same inventory checklist that you do when you're like trying to come up with your episode content and stuff, you'll find that you actually have a lot of value to give, and that you have a lot that you can actually help people with. And usually when you take it from that place, looking for like what you can help people with and what needs that your niche, like your podcast niche, has, what do they buy? Those kind of questions. Yeah. You realize, oh yeah, I could make a product for that.
There are people that come into podcasting having that service and our product in their mind, and they're ready to offer that to their audience. And there are the majority of podcasters, I would say, they get into the platform because, the fun of making a podcast and some other reasons, creative reasons. And then along the way, they start discovering this need that their audience has, and that there's a way that with their talents they can fulfill this need. So, and for this, I want you to pay attention to your listeners. Communicate with them, interact with them, gather as much information as you can, and don't be afraid to take beta clients, if you're a coach, don't be afraid to have some people testing your product and giving you feedback. At the beginning, it's not going to be as profitable, and you may have to sell your service or your product for half price or less, but that's how you learn, and that's how you perfect the thing that you want to offer. And that's how you're going to use your podcast to start promoting your service and your product, and that's how you will start making money. Whatever route you choose, something that I want you to keep in mind is that consistency and having good quality content is what is going to bring the results for you, is what's going to set you apart and connect you with your audience.
Okay, so now let's move on to the real valuable stuff of this video, and that is our do's and don'ts, or do's and donuts, as Veronica calls them, and also just kind of the lessons we learned throughout our journey of actually realistically making money with our podcast.
Number one, and we already talked about this one a little bit, and is start taking clients and getting people to try your product or your services. And this is a very important step, and it takes a lot of courage, especially if you're new to this, if you're new to your service or your product. But it is so rewarding, and it's gonna teach you so much about your community, about your listeners. So reach out to your community, to your listeners, and start trying your services and products. Be very specific at the beginning of the relationship so there's not any misunderstanding, and also gather a lot of feedback to perfect your product and your service, and that will work wonders for you.
And number two, outsourcing do's and donuts.
Oh yes, the do's and donuts.
The do's and donuts. Donuts. Let's start with the donuts, or
Yes.
the do-nots of outsourcing. Because let's start with the bad ones, and then we'll get into the good ones.
We have spent a lot of money trying to find people to come and help us to figure it out our mess, because we're juggling so many things at the same time. Some of the things that we didn't do was to be very specific and give specific tasks to the people that we were bringing on board.
Yeah, so what we mean by that is we didn't really look at our own process and look at maybe things that were bottlenecking our workflow, things that take us an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours every single day that we could easily outsource. Instead, we just started hiring personal assistants and social media managers and things that really just took our mess and made an even bigger mess of it. But they taught us a lot, but it was just a very expensive lesson.
Yeah, and also look for those things that you don't need to do specifically, that don't require you to your control.
And the last don't for this video, which will transition us into the do's, and that's don't forget about your regular life. And that's something that I think you have to embrace as a business owner, which you are now. You're not just a podcaster, you're a business owner. Is you have to embrace that your life and your business are all kind of one thing.
And that's a very important point, because something that we did is that we ran into, we needed help, so we hired a VA, which in reality we should have hired a nanny or something like that, or somebody to come and clean our house, because we work from home. So I can have more free time, so you can have more free time to dedicate to the podcast, to dedicate to the business. So just look around you and see what are the critical things that are taking a lot of your time. The editing is one of those.
Yeah, and that is our first do, and that's outsource the editing. That's 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, whatever it is that you're spending editing your podcast. And then another 6 hours a week you're spending editing your YouTube videos. So you can outsource those kind of things.
So something that it's a big deal for me, I see a lot of podcasters wearing the hat of podcaster. I'm only a podcaster and I don't want to do anything else, and obsessing about their downloads and how can I make money with my podcast? Well, I'm here to tell you that you're not just your podcast, and take off the podcaster hat. Now you are a content creator. You are a CEO if you are planning on having your own business, and you should look at things that way. Your podcast is just this part of your universe, of the universe of things that you're creating, of the content that you're creating, and it's there to support you to grow your brand or your business.
And the last big do is to invest in yourself. And I think there's two different kinds of basic investments that you can give to yourself and to your brand and your business. And that's tangible investments, things like gear, equipment, better microphones, better cameras, better technology, better computers, better computer software. That's all really is going to help your brand look more slick, look more professional. People are going to take it more seriously. It sounds good. It looks good. And then there's intangible investments. And those are things like educating yourself or taking online courses.
Learning new skills.
And that is one of the biggest things that has been a huge game changer for us, was to take online courses and to hire coaches. There's coaches in virtually any imaginable thing, life coaches, business coaches, podcast coaches. So to get involved with and to always incorporate that learning and to build that learning into the structure of your business.
And for all of my DIYers out there, if you're watching this, yes, you can do it on your own. Yes, you can figure it out, but it's gonna take you twice as much time to do it. And you may not do it at your full potential.
Yeah, because coaches and educators have walked the walk. They often have a network of people they know that they can introduce you to or also use, and they just help to build your momentum much quicker. And we have limited time here, we want to get to our goals quicker.
Okay, and to wrap up this video, I just want to let you know that I am so proud that you stopped, that you're watching this video, and that you have the idea in your mind and you have the desire in your heart to turn your podcast into your full-time gig. It's feasible. We did it. We know a lot of people who have done it. Just please, please, please don't give up, and please keep pushing forward.
Yes, and no matter what it is, just adapt. Just take the hits as they come and dodge and get yourself back up, because maybe start a brand new podcast. There's no reason you can't have 5 podcasts. Maybe one of your podcasts is just a labor of love, where you talk about your hobby or something you're just totally passionate about and you don't want to interfere money and business with that at all. But then another one is all about serving a community of people you care about, maybe people that are like you. And then that's a great driving force to push you forward, is this idea of lifting other people up as you lift yourself up and as you do amazing things with your talents and your ideas and your dreams.
Yeah, there are people out there in need of your talents, in need of your ideas, in need of the product that you have in mind, that you've been thinking about it and obsessing about it for years. So now it's your time, and it's okay to be compensated for your hard work. People want to pay you for your hard work. They need your help.
Yes, and that's it for this video. What did you think, Podski? Leave us a thumbs up if you found this helpful. Leave us a thumbs up if you are gonna make something badass happen with your podcast. As always, we're here to help. We really wanna see you succeed in all of your content creation endeavors. And we have a lot of resources here on our channel, so don't forget to subscribe so you can get the weekly updates. Also, we have 4 premium online courses for content creators and podcasters. If you want more information about the courses that we offer, I'll leave all the links to those courses in the description right where you're watching this video.
We love you. We want you to succeed. Please don't hesitate to reach out. We are on Instagram and Twitter. And before you go, two things. No olviden hacer la tarea, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Happy casting, amigos.